Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkar, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. And yeah, as always, really happy to have you with us here on the live call. And also, thank you for those who will be listening or watching to the replay. And yeah, so happy that Roshney Mistry is with us on the show for the first time. Really excited about um, her message, what she will be sharing with us, the experience we will be having with her. Also, she will guide us on a meditation to really help us to ground and create a shield that will really help us. Maybe if we can use the word protect, um, but it's how to say, because we will be talking, she will be sharing about the emotions and healing the emotions that are in the body. Because many times when we try to suppress or hide those emotions at some point in time, like they start talking to us through our body. They try to take to have our attention through our body, and they so she will be sharing about that and how we can move through the healing with more ease and grace, and and also like learn about our own abilities to heal ourselves. So it will be really, really powerful call. So very excited about that. And for those of you who are new to Roshni, she is Rahani Celestial Healing, Inner Child Healing, Healer, Inner Child Healer, Counseling, and Akashic Record Healer. And yeah, and also we'll have a Q&A later on the call. So as always, if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand. If you are on the phone, you can press *9. And also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, Roshni, welcome to the show. Happy to have you with us.
Oh, thank you so much, Monse, for a lovely introduction. I'm really honored to be here because one of my healing teachers, she was on your show a few years ago. So I remember actually coming on your show, as an observer. So to be on your show, it's like, wow, I'm on Monsef's show. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you to you as well. Also happy to have you with us. So thank you. And yes, so in the beginning, maybe I'd love if you can tell us about yourself and also your healing work.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Montev's already told you that my name is Roshney Mistry. Something that you may not know, my name Roshni actually means light in Sanskrit. It's so important about what we call ourselves and our children. Everything is in the name. So I didn't know that I was going to be a bright light, but I am apparently. So yeah, so that's my name. My story is I worked for the government here in the UK in London for 34 years. And last year, I took the leap, the jump, and came out of the matrix and started doing this spiritual coaching full time. I actually started it part time a few years ago. So I would never tell anyone to, jump ship completely and go full time, because you have to take care of those 3D needs of mortgage, rent, and what have you, and be sensible, right? So I was in a very stressful job towards the end in a management role that pushed me into meditation, pushed me into healing modalities. And I'm actually really grateful for that management role because I wouldn't be here doing this right now, if it wasn't for that role. And I'd say 2016, I had the management role as well as that. I had a family incident where I was attacked, and I'm a very forgiving person. So I actually held that emotion of anger and resentment in my body. Topically, I would say, oh, it's fine, I've forgiven them, right? But in actual fact, I hadn't forgiven them. And so it was showing up as a bursa in my toe. Now, a bursa, I don't know if anybody heard of it, is bursitis. It's like a little cyst, like a little boil, and it can be anywhere. It can be in your shoulder. It's a gather of fluid, a sac of fluid. And so it was in right near my toes. So I couldn't put my foot down. I couldn't wear heels. I just had to live in trainers for years. Well, 4 years precisely. And I went to private doctors. I went to the public NHS. I went to so many people, and they said, no, it won't be healed. You'll have it for life. You've got to have a steroid injection. You've got to have an operation, and then it may get better, but it will come back. So I was like, well, what's the point of having an operation and steroids if it's going to come back, right? And my body was telling me, no, I don't want you to have the operation. My body was literally talking to me, just like when my body was talking to me when I got stressed, when I was stressed in the management role. It was telling me this job isn't for you anymore. I literally sat down at my desk and my body was at breaking point. So the body always speaks to us, but do we listen? Yeah. So I learned kind of the hard way that I had to do a lot of forgiveness and healing work in order to heal the bursitis. I had to do a lot of forgiveness work, and I had to do loads of modalities, loads of processes with other people that I've learned that now I'm now teaching others. And the burst is gone, completely gone. I'm now doing Zumba. I'm now walking around bare feet, outside, inside, so it just goes to show, I mean, I do have to throw a disclaimer here. I'm not a doctor and I don't claim to be one. However, and I don't call myself a healer as well. I call myself a facilitator. Yeah. However, if you ever get the inclination that I need to go to the GP, then go to the GP. Like for instance, my husband gets tonsillitis so bad. He gets it really bad. And he doesn't know as much as I do without me saying that without any ego. Yeah. So he does. He just lets it go until it's really bad, and then he goes, right, I'm going to have to go to doctors now because it's so bad, because it's been keeping him awake for about nearly 2 weeks now. So he went and he got this little steroid spray, and I was like, no, please don't take that. But thankfully, we have protection prayers, and one of my beautiful teachers has a healing chamber as well. So we've been able to put him in a healing chamber. And sometimes you have to take medicine. You have to take it, especially if you had an accident or an operation, you need to take these things. So all I'm saying is really listen to your body. Listen to your body. I'll give you another example. So my son, who's 23 now, when he was 13, he had a really bad case of flu. Took him to the doctors, and he's quite lanky. So literally, we were in the doctors, and he passed out in the doctors. So they got a bit worried. So he only passed out because we were waiting for hours, right? So he was dehydrated. But anyway, the doctor checked him. 2 doctors checked him, and they said, "Oh, he's got a severe case of asthma." And I was like, "Really? All right." And I didn't say anything. So we got the prescription for Ventolin, or it's one of the inhalers. Took it home, and I said to my son, "We'll go and pick this up from the chemist later on." He's like, "No, I don't have asthma, Mum." And I was like, "You're not a doctor." And he was like, "Mum, I'm telling you, I don't have asthma." I was like, "Okay, fine." And I knew that as well. I was like, "No way have you got asthma," but I didn't say anything because it's his body, right? So we left the prescription in the kitchen there. It stayed there for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and he was fine within 2-3 days without taking anything. Yeah. And just lots of carrot juice and vitamin C and what have you. Yeah. And we've never looked back since. And I'm just thinking, God, if we had taken that Ventolin inhaler, he would have been on that for life. And it worries me that sometimes we run to an outside medical profession for advice and medication, and sometimes we're on it for life. And I was studying a little bit into naturopathy a couple of years ago, and what I found is that with medicine, what it does is it kind of helps the symptoms, but it doesn't deal with the root cause. Yeah. And also I'm studying metaphysics, so in metaphysics what we're learning is that I'd say 90% of an illness is related to an emotion, and when I go on to talk about cancer later on, you'll kind of see why I'm saying that, not just from my own experience, but from what this oncologist found as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing your own story, your husband's and son, because I found them very inspiring, because they show that the body, like you said, is always talking to us. And like once we listen to that, we try to heal in that way. We can really maybe in maybe we can call it miracles, but it's the normal thing. It's our nature, and it really reminds us of our true power as healers. So yeah, and so yeah, I would love if we can talk maybe more about how those traumas, how those emotions, how they can show up in the body, and how can we deal with them maybe in the beginning instead of waiting until it's maybe more challenging.
What a beautiful question. What I've learned over the last few years, okay, is that when you get an emotion, like just last week, I don't know if any of you felt it, but last week was a very, very intense eclipse, okay? And we had some heated discussions because my son's trying to organize his wedding, and we had some very heated discussions. And I mean, very, this wasn't just your normal. This wasn't your normal discussion, right? And it was so heated, and I was so overwhelmed, and I had lots of tears, lots of tears, lots of tears. And I was like, what's going on? You know, like, why am I crying? And I captured the straight away. Well, 1 or 2 days into it, I realized what it was. I had a bit of insecurity of losing him and a bit of fear, you know, and also a little bit of jealousy because he's my only son. So I'm like, oh, this girl's coming away. She's marrying him. She's taking him away from me. But that's not the case. They're in love. So, you know, I should be happy for him. So basically that emotion of being feeling insecure, feeling anger, resentment. What I did is I took that emotion and I was like, okay, yeah, it's just an emotion. It's could be karmic, it could be past life, it could be just something, you know, running through. It's just running through. Run it through and let it go. Okay, don't hold on to it. Because the more I held on to it, the more crappy I felt. I felt so horrible. I felt honestly, it was like, you know, on they call it the peace scale. You feel on the highest of the peace scale, you feel joy, love, abundance, and you feel so happy, you feel like skipping. And the lowest of the peace scale, you feel sadness, depression, anger, you know, and I went like from there to there because of the intensity. But then I realized because if I keep in this emotion long, if I stay in this emotion for long, I'm just hurting myself, and I do not want any more conditions on my feet. So deal with it, you know, deal with the emotion. And it does not mean something Monsef said that was really important at the beginning. Do not suppress it, because if you suppress it, then it's going to store in the body, and then it will definitely show up later on. So nobody's saying, because a lot of my clients and family say to me, why are you always positive and why are you always smiling? How could you always be so happy? And I'm like, well, I'm not. I have bad days as well. I'm only human, right? It's just that you might not see it. Okay. But I really had to change my frequency last week. I had to really meditate, stay quiet, tune in and say, what is this situation showing me? What is it showing me? Where is it within myself? And it was within myself that I had to really look at self-love within myself. I had to really look at my insecurities and my anger with the world. And so, that's how you capture your emotion. On that topic of grief, so grief can be a number of things. When I was younger, I always thought grief was just like when someone's passed away, because I lost my mum when I was 24 and she was only 53. So for me, I was like, oh, that's grief. That's bereavement is grief. But grief shows up in very, very, very different ways. It could be divorce, separation. It could be empty nest, you know, like children get married and go away. Retirement can actually be grief as well, because it's like the separation from your job. You've been working for 40 years and then suddenly you're home alone and you're like, oh, I haven't got anything to do now. What do I do? And that attachment is a form of grief. Grief comes in various forms. It can be debts, it could be finance. So when we're thinking about these things, remember we're co-creators. Okay, so whatever you're thinking, you're creating it. And so last week I was creating all these scenarios like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work out? What if this happens and he's so young? And what if this and what if that? And then I was like, stop, change, get the switch, flip the switch and flip it around and change it into what you want, not what you don't want. Yeah. So it's so important. It's so important that you and me can control our emotions. Yeah. Sometimes we have to let the emotion come, feel it, and then let it go. So I'm not saying get a tennis racket and just bat out emotion. I'm not saying that because that means you're not dealing with it. We're here on this life, we're on this earth to live the emotions, to feel the emotions. It's important to feel anger. It's important to feel joy, sadness, depression, jealousy, or guilt. We're here to experience all these emotions so that we can heal our previous life's karmic actions, I believe. Yeah. And it's all about healing, learning, evolving. And sometimes, like I always say to my clients and my spiritual teacher, I was like, oh God, how many times have I healed this now? And it's coming up, like I'm done with it. I don't want to do this anymore. But I tell you something. If you're on this path of spiritual healing, and healing yourself and doing the inner work, you are one of the most blessed souls I ever know. Because right now, with what's happening in the world, we have third dimensional things going on where there's a lot of fear about what's going to happen. Money, I don't have any money, cost of living, it's all negative, 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 right? Oh, there's a war going on, there's this going on. Whereas if you are in the fifth dimensional, you will just come from a place of unconditional love and say, okay, take a look at it and say, yeah, I'm not fazed by it. I'm not, I will send the situation love, blessing, and prayers, but I'm not fazed by it. Because remember, everything that we are thinking, we are actually creating. So if all of us on this call are sitting here thinking, oh my God, and solar eclipse is going to be in World War IV or whatever, well, that's what's going to happen, because as a collective, whatever we're thinking, that is what's going to happen. And it's the same with your body. Right, I'll give you another example, not just the four-year bursitis. So recently, this was about 3 months ago, I was having a personal training session online, and take note, online, yeah, it wasn't face to face, yeah. And I wasn't feeling really good that day. I don't know, I just woke up in a bad mood. And we were doing some exercises on a great big Pilates ball. And I actually, you wouldn't believe it, I lost my balance. I flipped over and landed on my neck. I landed on my neck, and I don't know how, some angel or some blessing, something was protecting me. And I felt the pain. It was, and I've already got a problem with my neck from birth. So I was like, oh my God. So because I know what I know, I quickly got up and just laughed it off. And my personal trainer, you should have seen her. She was having fits. She was like, oh my God, are you all right? Are you all right? Can you do this? Can you stretch this? Can you do that? And I was like, I'm fine. And we just carried on. The next day, I was in agony, absolutely agony. So I knew what to do. Yeah, I knew what to do. I sent myself lots of love in that area. Yeah, I had a Epsom salt bath, did some self healing, and it's basically that area just needs love. That's all it is. Yeah, because I was giving it a lot of hate, and at the same time, I had a client who was ringing me non-stop. And so they say if you've got neck pain, it's usually to do with a pain in the neck, literally. So that client, I know I shouldn't say that about clients, right? But they were ringing me 24/7, 24/7. It was every 5 minutes. And it got to the stage where, you've got to have boundaries, so, and it was like free information, free contact. It wasn't like a booked session, because that's different, right? And this was going on for weeks. And even though I was helping this client, at the end of the day, it was turning into a pain in my neck. So it's weird, like, okay, the ball was there to show me and trip over, but ailments happen in your body for a reason. An accident as well never happens, is never an accident. Okay, it's always happening for a reason. For you to stop, think, and reflect, and B, is because some healing is going on. Okay, so an accident is always, it's never an accident, as we say. Yeah. So, would you like me to go into the bit about the cancer story, I call it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
First, just want to thank you about what you shared, because like ourselves, like holding space, loving space for ourselves, like if we can learn to, or we get used to that, make it as maybe practice, that will be easier for us to maybe understand the messages that we are receiving from our body. And yeah, I found your story very, very inspiring. So yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
there's more actually. Before I go into the cancer, so in 2016, when I noticed there was I had like a best friend who was a single parent. Then I've got a close family member who's a widow, and another two friends who were single parents. And all of them at the same time, because I was looking into metaphysics, all of them had shoulder pain. Two of them had, it's called, what is it called? Frozen shoulder, and another one had a bursitis in the shoulder, and the other one just had a really bad shoulder pain for a long time. And when I was looking into, I don't know if you all know the great, lovely, the late Louise Hay, but she's got loads of books that she produced on how emotions show up in the body. That was one of the first books that I got. And shoulder is about burden. Okay, so if you're a lone parent, a single person, single parent, then you have the burden of doing everything on your own. Yeah, I mean, we're not calling children burdens; they're blessings, but it takes a toll, you know. So another example is if you have lower back could be lack of financial support, lack of support, you know. And these things have come up for me. And then when I initially I used to, like, when I see it in my body, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just because I tripped over that, or I didn't wear the right shoe, or I slept funny. But in actual fact, even with my teeth, because I used to grind my teeth a lot when I was stressed, and that is actually anger, holding on to anger, or so there's so many different things. If you look it up in metaphysical, there's a brilliant books you can get on metaphysics, and you can look up these elements, and then they've even got questions to ask yourself. What is it that you're not looking at? What are you ignoring? Yeah, what are you not paying attention to? So I'd like to go on to the bit about the oncologist Kelly Turner,
Yes.
American oncologist. This is really interesting, and the reason why I talk about this is because she talks about the emotions, yeah, and this is like a backup to my story. Okay, so Kelly Turner, this oncologist from USA, you might have heard of her. She studied and researched 1,500 cancer patients. Now, these cancer patients were told, nothing's going to work on you. You haven't got long. I'm sorry. That's all. Yeah, there's no hope. So what they did is they still survived, right? Even though they were told that. So she researched and said, what did you do, to survive the cancer? What did you do? And there's 9 things that they did. Okay. And some of them we know. Okay. Some of them, like, yes, we know, but what I love about them is that it backs up what I'm saying about the emotions. So the first thing was they made a dietary change, okay, and they ate more vegetables. So eat your veggies, eat your broccoli, okay, and they took supplements. Now, take this with a pinch of salt, because I don't like the word diet, okay, but it's important to know what you're putting in your body. I mean, when you take a packet of Doritos, it's a famous brand. Okay, I hope they don't sue me for this. Right? There's like 18 ingredients at the back. No kidding. Go and have a look if you've got it in the house today, right? Then, if you go down to, I think in America it's called Trader Joe's. I don't know what it's called. The one that does a lot more natural food. Yeah, their tortilla chips had 3 ingredients, like corn, oil, and salt. So you think to yourself, okay, why does Doritos need to put 18 things in there? Things I can't even pronounce. I don't even know what these ingredients are. Yeah. So that chemical is one chemical that's going in. That's just one, right? I'll tell you about the others as we go along. So look at your dietary change, yeah? It doesn't mean that you can't eat meat. Meat is fine. If your body, I'm like, my husband and son are vegetarian, I'm not, because my body wants protein right now at this age. Okay, I've been eating meat protein all my life, but it wants protein, and I don't have any guilt over it. I bless my food anyway. It's important. I try and get organic as much as I can. As you know, it's quite expensive, right? Yeah, but I bless my food, and I try and, because it's all about the vibration of food. Because I do find that the one that isn't organic, something tells me that they're pumping things into meat and chicken, and you can just tell when you cook it. You can just tell. So yeah, so that's about the dietary change and supplements. Supplements are very important as well. Number 2, these people that survived cancer, they took control of their lives. Yeah. How many of us give our power away to our children, or give our power away to our parents, or give our power away to others? So they took control of their lives and said, you know what, I'm going to focus just on me. Yeah. And number three is they worked more closely with intuition, their intuition. And when I read that, I was like, yes, that, I'm on the right track because I work with my intuition, I go with my gut, as they say. And number four is that they detoxed. Okay, so they detox. So they did some sort of, maybe some celery juice, maybe some detoxes to kind of like get rid of the chemicals. Because, like I said, not only is it in the food, I strongly believe it's in the air. I can tell because sometimes my plants, yeah, they're not very happy. And I know it's not because I'm not looking after them. It's because something's being sprayed on them from the sky. Okay. And I don't want you to be fearful around this and think it's a conspiracy story or anything like that. Just be observant. Just, listen to your body, smell your water, the water we drink. How many of you feel that the water you drink is 100% safe? Yeah. I know there's pros and cons about drinking bottled water in plastic. Again, I bless my water, but for some reason I just cannot. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Right. So for some reason I just cannot drink bottled water. Sorry, tap water. I can't drink it. I have to filter it. Yeah. And it's not just what hearsay is, that I do truly believe, because of the fluoride they add in water, it blocks your pineal gland, and that blocks your connection to source. So, because you would think, why would you want to do that? Because there are some powers out there that don't want us to be this beautiful light that can heal ourselves. Because if only you knew how magical the body and your higher self is, if only you knew. Yeah. So the next one is released emotions. This was my favorite one. This is what they did. They worked on their emotions, and it, and it's no wonder they survived the cancer, because blocked up emotions. Usually they say cancer is about really coming home to yourself, about who you truly are. Yeah. So that's what they say cancer is about. Number 6 is positive, because I talked about positivity before. Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah. Yes. Oh, thank you, Clarencia. So, yeah, laughter is definitely the best medicine. I know, because I did some laughter yoga for fun with some work colleagues a few years ago. And honestly, I was in tears. I mean, you feel stupid when you're doing it, but I was in tears of laughter, and it was so good. It felt so nice. It was like a better feeling than winning the lottery. Not that I've won the lottery yet, but it just really did feel like that. And I thought, you feel so good when you laugh, right? When you watch something funny. And on that note, I'd also like to add, be careful what you listen to and be careful what you watch, because with sound, there are some songs out there and some music that actually lower our vibration. If you play it backwards, they're not very good words. Now, I'm a great believer in what you speak and what you hear, you're creating. So if you're listening to a song that says, oh yeah, I worship the devil, or I've sold my soul, and you don't realize what the words are because they're played backwards, just be mindful about what is lowering your vibration. Yeah. I never used to believe it, but I actually felt this when I heard a few things. Yeah. And Netflix is another one. Yeah. I love Netflix. I watch things on there and it cheers me up, and sometimes it's me time. But again, I used to love horror movies, but I can't watch them now. I can't watch stuff with blood in it and murder and all that. It just lowers my vibration completely. And all these things add up. So if you've got stuff going on in your body, and then you're listening to horrible things, and then you're watching horrible things, and then you've got stress, what do you think is going to happen? Dis-ease. Yeah, disease, because the body is at unease. Yeah. So the next one is very important, especially we learned this during COVID. There was a lot of isolation during COVID. People couldn't go out; they were on their own, And what this group of people did is they made sure they had some sort of support and that they were part of a community. It's so important. Even if you're a part of Monsef's community, that's beautiful, because it doesn't matter if you can't go out, but you're part of this community where you're learning things, you're connecting with people. So it's so important to always be part of a community. It doesn't matter what age you are, but be part of a community. And the next one is something that I love, is number 8, is meditation and spiritual connection. So without meditation and spiritual connection, I don't think I would have moved very far with the healing my ailments. Yeah, because meditating and sitting in the quiet space and just connecting to your higher self is just truly magical. It takes practice. Yeah, sometimes you need a bit of music. Sometimes you need to be in a different place. Sometimes you need to be looking at the sea or in the forest or in the park. But it takes practice. But practice, practice, practice. It's like a muscle. Yeah, it makes perfect. You just work on that muscle. And the 9th one is, again, my favorite one, is find a purpose. So many people that have had cancer, sometimes they've given up because they didn't have a purpose. They didn't find a reason. They didn't have a passion or a mission that they followed up. So when you're living your mission and you're living your purpose, you are feeling so happy, so joyful. Disease finds it hard to kind of attack your body because your emotions are so high, your emotions are happy. So, and it doesn't mean that all our life that we are going to be happy, 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 happy. It's not just one big line. Things happen to us. Like, I've been doing this healing work since 2016, right? So the weekend I had last weekend, you think, how did that happen to me? How did I get so emotional? But I know it's karmic stuff that came for me to release, right? Had to be released. And now I'm feeling so much better because I'm like, oh, I've released it now. I'm so, I'm so glad. Okay. So, there's amazing Tibetan monks in Tibet, and they're sitting there on mountains, thousands of them, sitting there praying for the whole world. They don't ask for anything. They're not asking for anything from you or me, but they're sitting there for the whole world and just praying for love, for unconditional love and our safety. And you would think they don't even they won't even sit on the ant. That's how good their karma is, yeah. However, do you think that they're karmic free? Karma free? No, they're not. They've got some groups, military groups after them, trying to kill them. So they're always on the run. And it's like, why would you want to kill these monks? They're doing a beautiful job. It must be karmic stuff, right? So no one escapes. No one, no one escapes the emotions. Okay, emotions are always like that. So you're never going to have a life that is. Do you know anyone with a life that has a straight happy life? No.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing these points, because they remind us, like, how to say, because many times we forget the power of consistency and practice, because we want to see the change happening right now and very fast, and we forget that if we just keep practicing, at some point we will be maybe amazed with the shift that will happen, and it will happen very naturally and very easily. But yeah, so thank you very much for sharing that. And so would you like to share some things about the subject, or it's
Yeah,
time to do
yeah.
meditation?
So yeah, we are going to do a meditation, and
Yes.
I got during this. I normally do this thing called the Golden Tree Meditation, and I've got a special addition to it today, just for you guys. I got given that this morning when I was meditating, and I was like, "Oh wow, thank you!" Right, so you guys are very lucky. Yeah, so just wanted to tell you that you are your own healer. That's the most important thing, right? Yes, you can come to people like me or facilitators or other people. We can nudge you. That's what we'll do. We'll nudge you and say, okay, this is how you do it. This is how I do it. This is what I learned. This is what's out there. But at the end of the day, you can take all this information in and be a spiritual sponge, okay? Or you can be a spiritual doer and actually do something about it, yeah? And don't give up. Don't give up, because, there are times when you think, okay, yeah, but it's not healing. It's not healing. then you know there's something other that you can do. Sometimes you do need to go to someone else. Like I go to other people as well for healing. You know, healers need healers, as they say. Yeah. So the most important thing is don't suppress it, okay? And the tools that you could use that I would say that really helped me is things like Reiki, Rahani. Rahani is a very similar to Reiki. It's celestial, angelic healing for the fifth dimension. Love yourself, okay? That's the biggest key to anything. And we'll do that in the process, okay? Emotional freedom tapping is a very, very powerful tool. Sound healing is amazing as well. I have loads of like bells and bowls and things in the house that really help me lift my vibration in the morning. Meditation and prayer. Yeah, we mentioned this before. I'm a great believer of prayer. And especially meditation. And the other one is move your body. It doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, the other day, there was this 86-year-old lady in my Zumba class, and bless her, she can barely move, but she does it. And I said to her, God, how long have you been coming here? She goes, I've been coming to this gym for 40 years. And I was like, what? And she goes, Monday to Friday, I come to the gym. And she goes, Saturday, Sunday, I rest. And she's 86. And she goes, the key is you've got to move your body. She goes, you've got to keep moving. And she's absolutely right. Yeah. If you don't move your body, that's when a lot of things start kicking in. Yeah. Positive affirmations, definitely helpful. I did some this morning and it just turned my morning around. And do the inner work, the inner child, the cord cutting, the forgiveness. Look into your past life traumas, all this, you know. And I really love it now because so many people are doing this kind of work on themselves. Okay, so when you do the work on yourself, you actually heal the rest of your family and the people around you. You actually start seeing changes. So, you know, and so imagine if we all did this kind of work on each other, and then the effect that we are having on the world, you know. Thank you, Roshney. Total confirmation from me on the journey with cancer. Oh, amazing, Mary. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. I've got a couple of messages, but I'll give them to you at the end. But should we go into the meditation, Monse? Or do you want to do questions first? What do you want to do?
Maybe we can do the meditation and then we move to the questions.
Yep, sure. I'm just going to put my headphones on because let me know. Right, can you hear me okay? Is it better with or without?
Yeah.
It's okay? Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
It's very clear. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so let's start off by putting our left hand on our heart center and our right hand on top, and just completely relax and close your eyes. And try and have your feet gently on the ground. I know some of you might be lying down. I like to have the spine straight because I believe it gives you a beautiful connection to source then. Okay. So let's start off by taking a cleansing breath. So take a deep breath in your nose for 3 and breathe out the mouth for 4. So in the nose for 3 and out the mouth for 4. So breathe in the positivity and release any negativity. Just thank yourself for being here and block out any thoughts or distractions from the day. I'd like you to imagine that there are beautiful, beautiful roots coming out of your feet, going into Mother Earth, deep, deep down to the core of Gaia. And there you will see a beautiful lotus flower, a white lotus flower. This lotus flower holds Mother Earth's beautiful energies. Each petal is opening up to you. And I can see the energies of grounding, serenity, calmness, and peace. These energies are going up to your beautiful roots, going into your feet, into your knees, into your hips, and into your heart center. And your heart center is like a transporter. It transports Mother Earth's grounding energies to all your cells and organs throughout your whole body and your aura. Take a deep breath and breathe out. And from the top of your head, where your crown chakra is, I want you to visualize a beautiful yellow cord going up to the roof of your home, into the sky, and into the universe, and beyond the universe and beyond the multiverse, where there are millions and trillions of planetary systems. There you will find a 6-pointed golden star. This is your personal soul star. I see the words unconditional love and unconditional light in this star, and all the wisdom that you've ever known is recorded in this star. See this beautiful energy come down to your crown, down to your third eye, down to your throat, and down to your heart center, where it transports it to all of your cells. Then it goes down just around the solar plexus, and then the sacral, and then the root chakra. And then it goes all the way down to the knees, where sometimes we may have held trauma. And then it goes down to the ankles, where there may be some guilt. And then it goes down to the toes, where there may be some anger and resentment. Then this beautiful energy goes all the way down to that beautiful lotus, where the two energies connect. You are now connected to Mother Earth and to your soul star. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Now, within your heart center, you have this magical light. Just know that you have the power to expand this light anytime you want. This light becomes dim sometimes due to day-to-day turbulations. Just imagine this beautiful light from your heart going out to all of your organs and cells and your aura. Just expand this light. If you have something going on in your body, use this light to shine on those cells. Those cells will right now look like unhappy emojis, but when you shine that light from your heart center, they will ping like happy faces. So just do this now and scan through your body, and just know that you can do this anytime, any time of the day. So I'm just going to let you do that now. Don't miss any organ out. Don't forget the ears, the elbows, the nails, the toes. Just send light from your heart center to the whole of your body. And your aura. And then once you've done this, I want you to imagine Gaia in front of you, Mother Earth. However you see her is right for you. Take that beautiful love and light from your body and cover it. Cover Gaia with your love and light, because whatever you give out to the world is whatever you will get back. So whatever vibrational frequency you give out is the vibrational frequency you will receive. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Now remember, you are important as well. So remember to bring that love and light you gave to Gaia back to yourself. Just take one more deep breath and breathe out. So now I want you to imagine that you are in a beautiful, beautiful, enchanted forest. And this forest is like a forest you've never seen before. As you're walking along this forest, you can hear the butterflies flapping their beautiful wings, the birds singing an amazing tune, and the flowers are all of a unusual rainbow color light. You may actually see a rainbow, you may actually see a unicorn, you may even see a waterfall. Just continue walking along this beautiful path. And ahead of you, something golden catches your eye. You are intrigued by this beautiful light. So you walk faster towards this light. And as you approach nearer, you now see this beautiful, beautiful golden tree. The bark is made of pure gold, shimmery gold, and the leaves are made of platinum gold. So I'd like you to go up to the tree and give the tree a great big hug. Trees are one of the most wisest and magical things on our planet. Take time to connect with them. Now, as you stand there, the roots of the tree are coming up to your feet, and they are pouring out this beautiful golden light that is shooting up to your feet, your knees, your hips, and your heart center, and the whole of your aura. And the top of the tree is emanating this beautiful platinum light, and that's coming down to your crown, all the way down to your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, sacral, and root, and all the way down to your feet. So you now have two-tone, beautiful golden platinum light just whizzing around you, and you feel magical. So I want you to thank the tree, and I want you to go towards the right-hand side of the tree trunk, and you will see a single archway door. Go inside this door and close the door behind you. You have now entered the golden room. Now there's no windows in this room, but there is just pure golden light. In the center of the room is a magical golden bench, and there are a couple of bookshelves, and you may see some elementals. I see a golden owl, a golden hummingbird, and I see some mischievous fairies, golden fairies, that are smiling and laughing at us. Whatever you see is right for you. So I'd like you to take a seat at the bench, and I'd like you to set the intention of releasing whatever emotion is not serving you. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to call in your own guides, and I'm going to call in my spiritual team. And my spiritual team who are here today, I call the Magnificent Five. And they are Mother Mary, Melchizedek, Metatron, Archangel Michael, and Master Merlin. And they are here today to help you release the emotion that is not serving you right now. So as you sit there on the bench, call your guides in. Now, Master Merlin has put this amazing golden bowl, B-O-W-L, okay, in the center of the table, okay? And what Master Merlin is saying is, you're going to go into your body and you're going to ask, what emotion do I need to let go of? Okay, and it might be because it's something to do with the knees or the hips or the shoulders. Just ask, where is this emotion showing up? Okay, once you have that emotion, so if it's anger, for example, I then want you to think back to the very first time or what you're being shown where this anger was held. So it might have been when you were 5, you were let down at a birthday party. It might have been when you had a bit of a road traffic accident, there was a bit of road rage. Whatever it is, whatever made you angry, I want you to take that picture and put it on a postcard, because we are going to transmute that emotion. Okay, I shall talk you through to the rest. So here we go. Take a deep breath and breathe out. So ask your guides and ask your higher self, What emotion do I need to let go of? Where did this emotion come from? Picture that scenario. Now take this scenario that is no longer serving you, place it onto a postcard. I want you to hold up the postcard and I want you to rip the postcard into 4 pieces and place it into the golden bowl. Take a deep breath and breathe out. We're going to do this one more time. Go back into your body. Ask your higher self and your spiritual team, are there any other emotions I need to let go of? Listen or see. Where did this emotion come from? Think back. It may have been last week. It may have been when you were 6. Take that picture, that scenario that is no longer serving you. Place it on a postcard. Hold the postcard up and tear up the postcard and place it into the bowl. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Now Master Merlin is taking the bowl away from us and he has just put it into the universe. It's just transmuted. And all that's left is beautiful little love hearts of unconditional love. And Archangel Raphael is here and he's covering you now with this beautiful green light from head to toe. And this is a beautiful healing light to replace that emotion. And Archangel Chamuel is here covering you with a pink light from head to toe. This is a beautiful light of unconditional love. Take a deep breath and breathe out. So now I'd like you to thank your beautiful guides and the magnificent 5 that are here, and the angels and the archangels. Thank the elementals. And just know that you can do this anytime in the golden tree yourself. And I'd like you to give your guides a great big hug and very, very slowly make your way outside the golden tree. Make sure you close the door behind you and give the tree a great big hug. And find your way walking back to the path to where you came from. Very, very slowly. And when you are ready, come back to us.
Yeah, that was a very beautiful meditation. Thank you so much, Roshney.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really got like in the end a feeling like more peaceful feeling and relaxing, and also more trust. And also because I had some tightness in toward the solar plexus, and yeah, it's started to relax more. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, we don't realize we have this power of using that light that's within us to shine on those cells that aren't feeling so good. But it's really good that you can recognize, isn't it, straight away that that was my solar plexus, you know. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and chats. I haven't read all the chats. Thank you,
Mary
Clarence.
Shirat, thank you. So beautiful. Linda, thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Clarencia, so beautiful. Thank you so much.
oh,
Tatiana, I was crying.
yeah, that process, it is really powerful. I mean, we should really spend a bit more time in there because there are a lot of memories we need to go back for the emotions that are in our body. But obviously, it was more about the grounding and letting you know that you can, all these pictures that we have in our mind, of the past, they're the emotions that are showing up now. Yeah. So always have a look at reflection of yourself, when something is showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Melissa, tears of gratitude. Thank you, Melissa,
Oh,
and everyone.
bless you guys.
Yeah, we will start taking questions in a little bit. So just before that, I would love if you can take a few minutes to talk about the packages we are offering.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I invite everyone to visit the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Roshni, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Roshni, Roshney. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. So yeah, Roshni, I would love if you can tell us about.
Yeah, sure. So package A is I do workshops every few Sundays, every few weeks I do workshops about different topics. And there's one about healing the emotions in the body. I do all spiritual topics. I just love teaching what I learn. So you will receive 2 recorded workshops, the audio and the PowerPoint, because there's a PowerPoint presentation that goes with it. And you will get a one-to-one. So that's in package A. And the one-to-one is a 45-minute session with me. Now, this could be either an inner child healing or cord cutting or an Akashic Records healing. So, whatever I'm guided to give you is what will happen in that 45 minutes. Yeah. And package B is you get 2 one-to-ones with me, 2 45-minute sessions. So it's so important. Like if you feel that this resonates, my work resonates, then do reach out to me. If you're not sure, I can always have a conversation with you and then let you know that okay, is this the right thing for you? Because I know some people are like, I don't know if I believe in cord cutting or inner child healing, and I've done so much inner child healing before. Everyone does modalities in a different way. Yeah, like you can see, I do meditation in a different way. Other healers will do, facilitators will do meditation in a different way. Whoever's meant to reach my light, they will. That's how I see it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Roshni. And yeah, like you mentioned, like everyone has a different modality, but also it's more about how to say, maybe use some names for the modalities, but it's more it's about the energetic experience that we will be having with the healer. And yeah, I mean, cord cutting can really be helpful, bring a lot of relief, and also inner child. It's how to say it's really for me. It's been very important to connect to the inner child and to the healing because it's how to say it holds like so much from the past and it needs more love from us so we can really move forward more easier in our life.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And I get a lot of clients that say to me, "Oh, I don't need inner child healing because I've had that 100 times."
yeah,
And then when they do it with me, they're like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that was stuck." Because we are like onion layers, right?
yeah,
Something is coming up sometimes, like I said, like with the Tibetan monks, is always something. We've got to keep doing the work. That's the most important thing. Keep doing the
yeah,
work, you know.
yeah,
Should I take some questions now?
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, again, everyone, the link is to sign up for the one of the 2 packages is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Roshni, Roshney. And also there is the special offer button on the live events page, the replay page, the link on YouTube video description, and the chat boxes. So let's see, feedback from Melissa. I have been finding the energies recently very intense, being so very sensitive, the meditation was comforting. And thank you. And Gwyneth, thank you so much. I did a lot of yawning, which is my sign that something is really happening. Much love. Let's see. Miriam, not Miriam, Mary, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much. This was beautiful, exactly what I needed today. I was just feeling so much sadness and grief.
Yes.
And it's been a hard journey, and exactly what you were talking about with the cancer for 10 years and realizing that the emotional is what I really needed to focus on for now because I was doing everything else.
Amazing, amazing that you're able to talk about it because many people, find it uncomfortable to talk about cancer. They always call it the C word, and I have quite a few friends in other healing groups that are completely free, cancer free, and I can say if you want, if anybody wants that information, I can send you a couple of their blogs because it's so important for me. I believe whatever you know, it's no good me holding on to it. If I can help someone and share it, then we should share it, right? So, it might be just one sentence that's written in that blog that you probably didn't know, or vice versa. And, for me, I always say sharing is caring, right? So, so Mary, how do you feel now? How's your health now?
Well, I'm going to go for another cystoscopy soon, but I just feel like I made a major move. I quit my job, and I know that that was a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So I took my power, like you said,
Yeah.
and moved away from that. So I think I knew that when I left the job, I would have learned that boundary lesson, and that's what I needed to do.
Yes. And have you made plans to do something that you love, your mission, your purpose?
Well, you know what? I've been on this journey 25 years, um, studying all about, illness and how it affects our body. I studied this 25 years ago, but I'm finally getting it for myself. So I have a feeling I'm going to share this as
Yes.
as a
Yeah.
counselor, possibly. I
Yeah.
don't know.
This is what happens, right? Like I said, when I had my foot condition, I felt like a victim. I was like, why me? I haven't done anything. Why is this happening? I mean, I need my feet. Yeah. And little did I know it's because I'm going to be doing this work and helping others, So many people you'll see, it's, their message is what happened to them. That's their message to the world, sharing that. And it's so beautiful because you don't see this kind of thing or these sort of conversations on mainstream, television. So I love shows like Monsef because, you don't even see much of this in magazines unless you get a couple of the spiritual magazines. Yeah, you won't even see this in the mainstream newspapers. So it's absolutely beautiful that you're able to talk about it, and you're going to do something with it as well, right, Mary?
I hope to. Did you say you had a message for me?
Oh no, I'm saying like if we well, actually now that you've said that, I actually see you doing exactly what you said, and are you thinking of writing a book?
Been thinking about it for maybe 20 years.
Okay, so that might be a night. Now is a good time to do that, or start journaling, even if you're just doing bullet points or something, So I think it's a great reminder for you. So that could be your starting point, yeah. Because if it's all there, and then you just put it into a workshop, or you put it into a group, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And also, I married my daughter off a few months ago, and
Yes.
I'm a single parent, so I'm feeling that loss. So that's
Oh
what the
yes,
sadness was.
yes. So the grief, yes, I can only imagine. I can only imagine after talking about my son. So yeah, so that grief, so what happens is when we have the fear of separation, sometimes that shows up around the heart chakra. Okay, so do a lot of healing around the heart chakra. And the other thing it does, it can show up in the skin. So if you get, I'm not saying you're going to get a skin rash or something showing up on the skin, but usually the fear of separation of a job or somebody or someone, that's how it shows up on the epidermis or the face or whatever, the hands. It's very common, yeah. So it's, you know, so when you look up on metaphysics, you'll see all these terms and you'll think, oh my God, you know. That's why if any of you can get hold of, there's a really good book actually. It's called The Metaphysical Anatomy by Yvette Rose. Honestly, it's like a Bible for anyone who's looking into medicine or medical terms. Yeah, honestly, it's absolutely amazing. Use it like a dictionary. Don't read through it because you can't, because it's just so much in there. Yeah, but that might be something useful for you, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of emotional stuff. I think that was the last component of healing the illness. And a week before my daughter's wedding, my brother suddenly passed away. So that was more grief. It's like, whoa, was I carrying a lot today? So I'm so grateful to have found you today. And
Oh.
I kind of knew I was supposed to be here and that I'd get to talk to you.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So, one thing I can say about grief is that with cord cutting, okay, a lot of people think, oh, I don't need to cut the cord I only need to cut the cord with my ex-partner or, you know, my ex-boyfriend or, you know, you'll be surprised. Even people that have passed away. I always tell my clients who is coming up for you now. Sometimes they tell me, oh, it's my ex-partner, I need to forgive. But actually, it could be someone who's moved away in spirit, and it might be something was left unsaid. And, you know, so it doesn't mean that you have to say sorry to them. It might be just like, I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye. I'm sorry, I love you, I miss you. And once we've done that, that's our grief release. That's that cord cut. Because when we do cord cutting, it's only from a place of unconditional love. And it's only the cord that does not serve us. We don't touch anything else because we have good cords and bad cords. But all we're doing is cutting any cords that don't serve us, yeah, energetic cords. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom Seth.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Much love.
You are such a light and a love.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
Beautiful. And thank you, Roshney, for the guidance. A question from Just. Thank you for the meditation. I'd like to get some insights about one symptom I have for half a year. Every morning, I have the bitter taste in my mouth and trying to release different emotions all this time, but nothing changes.
Okay, so the mouth is to do with the throat chakra, or who is that? Sorry, what was the name?
Just
Just. Okay, sorry,
Just.
Just. So, bitter taste in the mouth. So, are you bitter about something? That's what I'm thinking. Is there something that you're bitter about? And is there something that you're not speaking up about or speaking your truth? So you might be scared to tell someone the truth. Yeah. So usually that's what the throat chakra is about. That's all connected to our mouth as well. So let me know if that means anything, Just.
Yeah. Yeah, Just you can either type or maybe unmute yourself if you can.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Just.
Pastor, thank you so much for taking my question and for process. Yeah, about that being bitter about something. Yes, I was asking myself again and again. It seems like, it comes up few different emotions or anger or something, but I didn't come to anything like in particular.
Yeah.
But that throat thing somehow resonates with me.
Yeah.
Just probably I have to let come something, like to come to my, because some that voice thing. I'm a singer, but it feels like it's really hard for me to really, go and do that properly. I feel that many years I'm struggling with that.
Right.
Really
That's what's
being,
showing up. That's
really
exactly
being a
what's showing up.
singer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's could be right now I'm thinking maybe that's really connected with this thing.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a bit of fear stuck as well, yeah, around it. And when you have fear about something, then you can't perform your best, right?
Yeah.
You obviously love singing and that's your passion. So if you do it joyfully without any fear, that bitterness in your mouth will go. Yeah, for sure. Okay, but when we have an element, it's all about vibration. If we have a slight vibration of, like, if I came on this call and I was like, oh, I don't know, oh my God, I can't take questions, or I don't know if I can do the meditation. If I did that, then probably, like, being Mercury retrograde, the computer would crash right now. No, so basically it's about our vibration. What are we putting out there? Like I said in the meditation, yeah. So you might be putting out there a little bit of fear, like, I don't know if I can do the singing like I used to, or how I want to, or how it's meant to be. Just go with it. Do it from your soul. Do it from your heart. And I'm definitely getting told, work on your throat chakra. Yeah. And singing actually opens your throat chakra anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Just
Oh, that makes so much sense. Thank you so much for that.
that's okay. And I love singing, so please continue to sing.
Okay.
We need
Definitely.
singers. We need singers to raise our vibration.
Okay, that's even making more sense and yeah, motivates me. Thank you so much.
It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, thank you, Jess. And also thank you, Roshni, for the guidance. Let's see. Joshua, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, yes.
Hi.
Hi, Joshua.
Hi. Yeah, this is Joshua's partner, Flor. We're listening to the call, and I felt called to ask a question with him. My question that's coming up is how to release energy that feels like fatigue or tiredness in the body after sometimes being in, like, I was gonna say society, but like enclosed spaces, like how to be clearing that, or what might that be saying? Yeah.
Okay, so I say this. I actually said it before we all started. I do it before any call, before any client, and sometimes I do it with the client as well. And you can make your own prayer up, but I say something like, Creator, all that is commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete on all four levels and resolve on the history level any wayward, any watchers, any entities, any thought forms, any patterns that do not serve me and everyone, or if you want to say your son, within, without, and all around, whatever doesn't allow that return to unconditional love. So that's my, not my, it's what I've been taught. And I say that first thing in the morning, and I say it just before I go to sleep. And I do it before any client. And what that does is, because everywhere there's energy, especially when you go to a busy shopping mall, especially when you go to, I worked in a very toxic environment. I worked in a unemployment job center for a long time, and there you would get beautiful customers, but you'd also get customers that were had a lot of low vibration because they were either into drugs or gangs or substance use or what have you. So I had to really protect my energy, and saying this mantra or clearance prayer really helped me help the day go smoother. Yeah, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, because that's what I had to go through, right? But yeah, it's really important that you if you do have any of the book any of the packages, I actually share that clearance prayer with you as well as all the meditations and stuff, the golden tree meditation, and yeah, so
Sweet. Thank you. And then just like lastly, if there's any messages coming through from like angels or higher self that you're
okay,
picking up on.
for yourself or for Joshua?
For me.
For you? Okay, so let me just see. Are you thinking of changing work?
I'm kind of in the process in the middle of that. Yeah, I'm starting like my own like spiritual website, and it's interesting. It's about throat chakra healings. So offering, yeah, throat chakra
Yeah.
healing.
So they're saying
And
do it. They're saying do it. Don't wait. Do it.
sweet. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks for confirming that. And
That's okay.
appreciate and your time. Yeah.
That's
Blessings.
all right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you both. And yeah, thank you, Roshni, for the guidance. And Linda, she wrote, when working with the trees, is there anything in the preliminary process we must do to help them to not have to take our things on? And also, how can we thank and honor them for all they do for us? I love them so and want to be there for them too. Thank you for this beautiful call today.
Oh, thank you, Linda. We must do to help them to not have to take things on. So you mean like help the tree?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so with trees, I think just the like if it's your own tree, then obviously just talk to it, touch it, hug it, make sure it's watered, there's good soil around it. But if it's in the park, there's not much you can do because it's not really yours. Yeah, but just talking to trees, just being around them, they love humans. Yeah, trees are just amazing. Whenever we go to the park, I always try and hug a tree, and my husband walks a mile away. He's like, "You're mad! I'm not standing anywhere near you," and I don't really care. Like, I just feel so good. And I think one of you, I don't know if one of you asked this, but if you are feeling really down, honestly, go and sit next to a tree. Go and hug a tree. Yeah, and don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of anything on the tree. Honestly, you'll probably get some messages as well. Yeah. So
Yeah. Thank you, Roshni, and thank you, Linda. Question from Gloria. I have a tumor in my right breast, and I feel that the origin comes from emotions that come from my pregnancy. My mother's pregnancy was under very difficult conditions, and at birth, I was given up for adoption. How can I eliminate those emotions that I am not aware of, but I am sure are in my subconscious? How can I recognize them to release them?
wow, okay. Thank you for talking about it, Gloria. So breast is about being a woman, okay? And definitely the cancer is about opportunity to come home to who you truly are. So there's a couple of things that you can do actually, yeah, which I was going to leave to the end. But I'll say it now, so it's for everyone. Is that number one is just remember who you truly are. When you sit in the morning and you meditate, put your hand on your heart and just say, I know who I truly am. I am Roshni. Yeah, you can say, I am Gloria. And I truly know what I came here to do. Yeah. Give yourself self-love. You're spot on so see, your body's already telling you what you need. Yeah. The self-love is the key. And when you get this emotion, acknowledge it, but don't resist it. Because when we have a resistance to something, even to pain, okay, so when I say, oh my God, I don't want this pain and I don't want this, remember, we're giving it that negative notion, I don't want. So when you don't want something, the universe is going to give you 10 more of that. So don't resist it. Just acknowledge it, accept it, and say, okay, yeah, this is the reason why it's happening. As soon as you acknowledge and accept it, that's the healing takes place. Right. So I work with the Akashic Records. And one of the things with the Akashic Records is when I'm talking to clients and say, okay, in this previous lifetime, you did this. And if they turn around and say to me, there's no way I killed my brother in my previous lifetime. So thankfully, none of them have said that yet. But if they did, that means the healing won't take place because they're not acknowledging and they're not accepting what the Akashics are telling them. As soon as you acknowledge and accept something, the healing starts taking place. Yeah. And the other thing is two things is that know that you are always loved, Gloria. Yeah. Just know that you are always loved and find your mission and purpose. Because if you start finding your mission, your purpose, your passion, everything will fall into place. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Roshney, and thank you, Gloria. Yeah, Gloria wrote, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love and light to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Tatiana, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes,
Hi.
finally. Hello, everyone. Sorry, this has been missing for some time. It is my work. I can't
Welcome.
come in time. Thank you. So my question is, for the last 3 months, I had the problem with my eyes. Like it feels like allergy. I don't know. I react to food or to something else. I wake up with swollen eyes, and it's like either sandy, you know, like gritty, or itchy, and it is so uncomfortable, you know. And even my vision has been affected, and it's always watery. And so I understand that it's. I was told that it's kind of part of ascension, could be part of ascension, but it feels so uncomfortable that I'm wondering, is there anything I need to let go?
Yes. How long have you had this? How long have you had
Well,
this?
for a few months.
Okay. So there's something you're not seeing. What are you not seeing?
I don't know what I'm not
Yeah.
seeing, but
And the third eye. Okay,
third
so
eye.
work on your third eye chakra. Okay. I don't know if you have pineal. I don't know if you have fluoride in your toothpaste, but try not to have fluoride. Yeah,
Okay.
because it blocks the pineal gland, right? And
Yeah,
the
I
pineal
know that. Yeah.
we want that open, right? And what else am I getting with the third eye? Is meditate, just meditate on the third eye, and you know, and you can heal this yourself, I'm getting told.
That's what I mean. That there is something I don't. I mean, I have to find out what is that I need to release.
Yeah, there is something you're
Yeah.
not seeing. Let me just see if I can ask my guides. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It would be very helpful.
Okay, it's a particular, I'm getting told the word relationship. So there's a relationship with something that you're not seeing. You're not seeing clearly about this relationship. So they're not showing me what or who the relationship is. They're just saying you're not seeing something clearly about it. And that's why your eyes have gone. Because remember, the eyes are the windows of the world, the windows of our soul, right? So also, and even sometimes if our windows of the house are dirty, sometimes we can't see, you know that. So just make sure your windows are clean as well. Okay. But I'm getting told there's a particular relationship. I'm not getting shown who, but there is a relationship that you're not seeing something clearly in that relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if that resonates, but that'd be something for you to meditate on.
Okay, and now I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And
Thank
definitely
you.
work on your third eye chakra. The more you do that, literally, I'm getting told it's going to go within days. Yeah, and you just have to believe it and set the intention.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You want
It's
to try
very
this?
helpful.
That's okay. Do you want to put your right hand on your heart center?
Yeah.
And take a deep breath in the nose for 3. Breathe out. And now ask your guides and your higher self, what emotion am I holding?
Well, every time it comes like fear and
yeah, the fear of not seeing.
Fear of not seeing, fear of not having, fear of not getting, not doing enough, of not being there where I have to be. I mean, it is like, you know, I probably need to let go of judging myself and stuff, you know.
Yeah, so fear is the number one cause of ailments in our body. Number one. Yeah, there's Louise Hay said that there's 4. Okay, and anger, judgment, criticizing ourselves. Okay, and fear. So, you know, you have to just let that go, release it. Yeah, do the process again, listen to the process, put it in that bowl and let Merlin just transmute it. Okay? You have the
Yeah.
power to do that. All right?
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry.
Feel already better. Thanks a lot.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you, Tatiana. Much love.
Thank you, Montef.
And yeah, thank you also, Roshni, for the guidance. And one more question from Melissa. May I have a message pertaining to my health and also my stability in my living environment? I believe my health may also from not expressing healing space for others.
Okay, so I'm just going to read that again. I keep losing connection. May have a message pertaining to my health and also my in my living in my stability. Okay, so Melissa, what symptoms are you getting? I know you said you're losing connection. Do you mean you're losing connection to spirituality or
I think the internet, maybe.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I believe my health may also from not expressing healing space for others. Okay. Could you just clarify, Melissa, what symptoms are going on?
Maybe she's typing, or if you want to talk, you can unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
I mean, I'm getting told you need to ground more. Yeah, so the more you ground, the more you'll be able to connect easier to you know, your clients and the people that you're helping. No, just here. Oh, what I meant is not doing my spiritual work to assist others in healing. Yeah, so you definitely, it's the grounding. Yeah. So it's so important, like the exercise we did, you know, however you want to do it, whichever way you do it. Two key things is when you do the healing work is grounding yourself is a must and protecting yourself is a must. You get so many people who do the healing work, but they don't do the protection properly or they forget. So, you know, those two things are a key. And because our light is so beautiful, there are wayward watchers and energies out there that will come and attach to us and bring our energy down. And nothing to be fear of, but just sort of like can lower our vibration. So it's so important to do the protection prayer and to ground yourself. So my health is a serious issue and I may lose my place to live soon. Yeah, so that's the root chakra. Okay, so once you ground, okay, that will actually help your root chakra as well if you feel grounded, which is why it's probably affecting living space. Living space is root is your home, right? That's what the root chakra is about. I've been struggling lately with those interfering energies, clearing several times a day. Okay, yeah, so I'm getting told go outside in Mother Nature, put your feet in grass, barefoot, and really, really connect to Mother Earth and ground. And do you do clearance prayers, Melissa? Do you do clearance prayers? I know you said clearing several times a day. This is okay, so she's just typing. Yes, clearing prayers. Okay, so let me just check. Let's have a look. I'm getting grounded. You really need to ground and stay hydrated. And it's the vibration. So it's the vibration that you're holding. So there is a vibration of fear. There is a vibration of lack of. And when you have that vibration, what happens is it just shows up. It shows up in your body. It shows up in your living situation, in your work. Sometimes they don't last long, and it's back. Okay, so it sounds like it actually sounds like past life stuff that you need to clear. Yeah, it really sounds like past life stuff that is coming up. There may be an energetic, I don't know if you can come on the camera. I don't know if you can, so that I can see you. It's back, okay. I'm definitely getting on the grounding, the hydration. Are you able to bring your camera up? Fear and lack of, yes, has been working on consistently. It does feel, yeah, to me, it sounds like it's karmic and past life. But you can clear this, yeah. Oh, hi, Melissa. Hi.
Hi,
So,
thank
hi.
you.
Yeah. That's okay. You see,
Roshney, I really appreciate it. It's just been real weird it's like I had a tooth pulled, and right after that happened, my entire body, my organs started shutting down, and and then I got all these diagnoses because I'm like, I've healed myself like for decades, and because I'm a healer and I do that for myself, but I ended up going, like you said in the beginning, I went to medical and got all these diagnoses that were very like, oh, you need this surgery right away. You need this surgery right away. And it kept going. And I haven't done any of that yet. And I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I mean, they even, they found malignant lesions on organs and, all over. And they just were like, and then my spine. So at first I thought it was just the grief, from losing my son, but I've worked on that so much, and I know there's still sadness, but I've worked a lot on it to the point where I know that he's with me. I feel happy about that, and we communicate. So I have been feeling like there's something else, and I agree when you said grounding, because when I'm outdoors and I'm grounding, or even when I just do my grounding work and I'm not out, I can't get outside, I do feel really, really good because I'm strongly connected to the earth. I mean, I feel almost like we're one, right? And so when I make that connection, I feel really good, but I felt like there's something that doesn't want me to speak and hold space for other people, because every time like I do that, and even like I couldn't even walk, and a woman came to me, and I was able to hold space, and she was like, oh my gosh, look, it works, I'm healed, I'm like, and she was all happy. And it's like, I don't get attached to outcomes, I just like to hold that healing space, and it feels good.
I think
But then hours later,
yeah.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you feel you have, that's right. Have you checked yourself for any energetic entities around you? When you came on, I felt a bit dizzy. Yeah.
Yes, thank
I can't see anything. I can't see anything around you, but I do feel that I felt dizzy when you came on. So there is definitely something, that needs to be cleared, right? So definitely,
I do test, and I get that there's things, and I'll clear them. And then just a little while later, I'll start to feel dizzy, like you said.
Yes,
and they like to, some of them really like to hover a lot around my crown chakra. They try and disconnect me, from the creator. They try to disconnect, but I'm really diligent.
Let's try and clear it now. Put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on,
Right hand on my heart or left?
Any way that's comfortable for you, yeah?
Okay.
And take a nice long deep breath. Now, before we do this, can I just ask, are you on any medication or anything? Are you taking anything? No? Okay, good. And is there anyone around you who takes substances?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because sometimes if someone is on substances, and that impacts us as well, because we're really, really strong empaths, aren't we, when we do the healing work? But not to worry, all is well. So take a nice long deep breath in the nose for 3 and breathe out for 4. And I want you to say, I know who I truly am.
I know who I truly am.
My name is Melissa.
My name is Melissa.
I know what I came here to do.
I know what I came here to do.
So I'm just going to say a prayer for you. Creator, all that it is commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete, on all 4 levels and resolve on the history level any wayward, any watchers, any entities, any thought forms, any patterns that do not serve me and Melissa, within, without, and all around, whatever doesn't allow that, return to unconditional love. Any beautiful souls that have passed over, send them fully to the light now. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Dear Archangel Michael, please could you put me and Melissa in a golden sparkling bubble of light. Please protect us from psychic attacks, low energies, low vibrations in stressful situations, and use the violet flame to protect Melissa. Thank you. It is done. It is done. Take a deep breath, Melissa, and just breathe it all out. Okay, how are you feeling now?
I could really feel around, I could feel in my heart space and around me when you were speaking. I could feel the energy moving.
Okay,
And
that's good.
I feel clearer now. There's something like it feels a little hard to speak. I feel like my tongue is kind of like being twisted or something while I'm trying to talk to you, but
yeah. Okay, so I think it might be a good idea to book a one-on-one with me.
yeah, thank you.
That's all right. That's okay. But
I'm feeling clearer right now, so I'm just kind of. But I agree with you. I've been doing this alone for a really long time, and I really feel like I need, I need support, and I need to reach out, and I need some assistance.
It happens to all of us. Like I said, I need it at times, and I reach out, and then and we all do. And like my spiritual teacher, she needs it as well. So don't feel like, oh, we've been doing this for hundreds of years, we don't need any help. We all do.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good message. And I mean, it is for me too, because I just, I had issues with trying it once, and it got it wasn't a good experience. And so I was real nervous and kind of felt like I don't, it's probably better not to do that. But I know there's a lesson in that, in reaching out and connecting, because we're really all one anyway. And so we have to really, heal that separation on all levels, because sometimes we don't look, or I'm speaking for myself. Don't,
just in the morning, make sure you ground. If you can do it bare feet, that's even better. And put your hand on your heart, and when you do this in the morning, and just say to yourself, I know who I truly am, and I am connected to consciousness. I am connected to consciousness. I know who I truly am. That's all you have to do. And when you remember who you truly are, that's when you'll be able to get back into the work that you're supposed to be doing. And just make sure you do the clearance statements and protection. It might mean that your current clearance protection is not serving you, and you've got to change it. Because remember, our vibration is changing. We're getting upgrades because of this solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So we have to upgrade everything else.
Right, I love that. That was really good, because that's what I was wondering, if maybe I need to change something, because it doesn't last, right? Like it lasts, and then it's, so I'm doing these clearings all day long. And so I thought, and
sit with yourself, do the tree process again, and this time just ask the guides and just say, what is it that I need to do? And they'll whisper it to you, or they'll show it to you. There's something that you need to change or tweak.
I love that. I felt them. I heard something in my left ear, right as you said that. That was really beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. Bless you. That meditation was just lovely. It brought me to tears, and I just felt, I felt comforted. It was so wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Bless you too.
Thank you, Melissa. Much love.
Thank you, Mansell.
And also thank you, Roshney, for the guidance. And really thank you for everything, for the support you brought to our audience, our callers. The meditation, it was really powerful. I really loved it. And also everything you shared earlier today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. I can't believe the time has just gone like that.
yeah. Went very fast. So thank you so much. And everyone, also thank you so much for being here with us today, co-creating with us this space, whether on the live call or the replay. And Yeah, and again, you can sign up for one of the 2 packages that Roshney is offering to us on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Roshney, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Roshney, ROSHNEY. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and on the chat boxes. And yeah, so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.